So dear students, today we will discuss wild edible plants of Himachal Pradesh. Now first of all we will discuss some of the important points in introduction. Now as you know, plants are the oldest associates of the man from ancient times, and the food needs of the man was met directly from the nature. So it is estimated that there are about 50,000 flowering plants all over the world which are edible, but the plants which are utilized by the man for food, they hardly exceeds 30. So despite of the substantial increase in the food production of agricultural origin in the recent decades, most of the people in many poor countries, they are starving to death annually due to hunger. So in this scenario, the non-traditional foodstuffs of forestry are the only way of hope. Now, as far as the floristic diversity of the wild edible plants in India is concerned, so there are about 1000 food plants in India, and the number of ethnic groups are 227, and they occupy approximately 18.74% of the total area. And if we talk about Himalayas, then according to Samat et al., there are 675 plant species which are edible in Indian Himalayas. Now, if the edible diversity of India is concerned, you can see the 145 species of underground edible parts are there, 521 species of leafy vegetables are there, 647 species are consumed for fruits, and 16 species they are consumed for seeds. Now, why the wild edible plants or the foods important? Now, they are important because they provide inexpensive food. They extend the base of our food security system. Now, they are a rich source of carbohydrate, vitamins, proteins, minerals, and antioxidants. They act as the genetic stock for breeding, and they are used in biological and jungle warfare. Now, if we see the valuable work which have been done in this field, now as far as ethnobotany is concerned, all of you know that An Introduction to Ethnobotany by Falks is the first book on ethnobotany, and the credit of ethnobotanical research is in India. Now it goes to Dr. E.K. Janki Amal in 1955. As all you know, she was the first PhD in botany from India. Then next you can see the famous names in these fields: Hooker, Collett, Chaudhary and Badwa, who are known for writing the 3 volumes of Flora of Himachal Pradesh. Then the famous book of Concise Flowers of Himalaya, which was written by Polenin and Stannin. Then you can see Chauhan in 1999, UHF Noni. So he was very famous for this book, that is Medicinal and Aromatic Plants of Himachal Pradesh. Now this is the books which are written on edible diversity of India. So you can quote 1 or 2 examples from here. Then study area, all of you know about Himachal. It has an area of 55,673 square kilometers, and you can see the latitudes and longitudes which are common. You are studying it from lower classes. Then the map of Himachal Pradesh, and this is the methodology. Okay, so how we carry out the ethnobotanical research. Okay, so it was also discussed in the previous lecture, but you can see the field studies which are done, field survey have been done in the different. So for example, if you want to study the wild edible plants of Himachal Pradesh, then you have to go the different districts of Himachal Pradesh. Then the information is gathered from old experienced people, and the questionnaire is studied. Then the herbarium is prepared according to Jain and Rao. Then the identification is done by using regional floras, various monographs which are written on these practices. Then identification is done. Then they are authenticated in FRI and BSI or any institute which is recognized for this work. Then the nomenclature, you can confirm it from Bennett and Vilgroskova. Okay, and you can also calculate the total importance value, which we will discuss in some other lecture, that is on the basis of Bilal and Springwell, who has given this methodology in 1996. So this is the performa which we use in the different ethnobotanical studies. Okay, that distribution its reproductive cycle, habitat ecology, folk uses, biological activity, and how this plant is used in literature in the different regions of country. Okay, now we will discuss some of the important wild edible plants of Himachal Pradesh which are very famous. For example, Achillea milliforme. Okay, now this plant you will get in higher altitudes, for example in Kinnaur and Lahaul Spiti, where locally it is called as mornail. Right, now you can see it is a perennial with grooved stem, right, and you can see the white flowers, and it belongs to family Asteraceae. Right, the aerial parts of this plant, they are used for flavoring curries. Okay, so they have aromatic leaves. Even the whole of the aerial portion, it is used for aromatic purposes. Now second, Aesculus India, which is also very common in Shimla. You can see the trees of this adjoining to your university also. It belongs to family Hippocastinaceae. Right, it is called as, locally अगर हम इसको देखें, then it is called as Knorr. Right, now इसका जो fruit होता है, the powdered fruits or kernels, they are consumed on fasting day. Right, it's also called as chestnut tree. Now this is Agave vitae. It belongs to family Agaveaceae. Now it is a monocot. Right, and the peduncle, you can see in the diagram, the photograph of peduncle there also on the extreme left corner. Now it is peeled and then it is cooked as a vegetable. Okay, in many regions it is used as a delicious vegetable, and it is used, it is a xerophytic plant. Mostly you will see it in xerophytic habitat. Now next is aloe vera. All of you are familiar with this plant, which is called as guera, and it belongs to family Liliaceae. And you will see this plant along the paths of different field borders. As far as taxonomic description is concerned, now these have been also discussed in different lectures. So you can see it is a shrub with spiny leaves. Right, the flowers, they are vermilion colored, and the fruit is a capsule with many seeds. So the dried slices of the spongy portion of the leaves, they are cooked as vegetable, and it is also very good for jaundice. Okay, so it has a high medicinal value also. Now this is Arnibia euchroma, which is, you will find it mostly in the Spiti region of Himachal Pradesh, where it is commonly called as Dimak, Khamed or Ratanjot. Right, so इसकी जो रूट्स हैं, दे आर यूज्ड, और वैसे भी अगर टेक्सोनॉमिकली देखा जाए, देन इट इज़ अ हेवरी हर्ब विद पर्पल रूट्स. Right, and you can see some basal leaves, they have bristly hairs, and the flowers are pink and they are arranged in spikes. Right, so they are used for imparting pleasing red color to the foodstuff. जिसकी जो roots होती हैं, they are used for imparting pleasing red color to the foodstuff. So नेक्स्ट इज आर्टोकार्पस लकूचा. ठीक है, तो जो लोअर हिमाचल है, शिवालिक रीजन है, हेयर इट इज़ वेरी फेमस एंड इट बिलोंग्स टू फैमिली मोरेसी एंड कॉमनली कॉल्ड एज डेव. सो इट इज़ अ ट्री, ठीक है, विद ऑवलॉन्ग और ओवल शेप्ड लीव्स विच आर पिनेटिफिड, एंड इट हैज़, जो फ्लावर्स हैं, दे आर एग्रीगेटेड इन एक्सिलरी यूनिसेक्सुअल हेड्स. राइट, इसके जो राइप फ्रूट्स होते हैं, दे आर ईटन, एंड अनराइप वंस दे आर यूज्ड एंड कुक्ड एज अ वेजिटेबल, एंड you can also use these fruits in pickles. Now this is Banthamidia capitata, which is also common in Summerhill. So also it is called as Cornus capitata, which is a synonym. It is locally here it is known as Thilan. Okay, it is a small deciduous tree. You can see the flowers are greenish yellow, ठीक है, in the form of heads, एंड जो फ्रूट्स होते हैं इसके, दे आर येलोइश रेड. जो इसके जो फ्रूट्स होते हैं, द बेरीज, दे आर रेलिश्ड बाय वन एंड ऑल. द नेक्स्ट इज Virginia ciliata, which is called as spotri, and it is a herb with creeping rootstock. Leaves are ovate, ठीक है, और अगर इसके फ्लावर्स आप देखेंगे, दे आर आइदर पिंक और पर्पल, and the flowers are used in pickles, and they are also used in various other preparations, such as it is also used in the preparation of pakoras. ठीक है, and it is also very good for kidney stones. So highly medicinal plants, and usually you will get it on rocky slopes. Now next is Campula latifolia. It is locally called as Choran in Lahaul. The family it belongs is Campanulaceae. इसकी जो लीव्स और shoots हैं they are cooked as vegetable. And the taxonomical feature you can also see in the photograph. ठीक है, the perennial leaves are ovate, and if you see the flowers they are bluish purple, and the fruit is capsule. Next is Cephalerica indica. It belongs to family Cucurbitaceae and synonym is Coccinia indica. Now it is a climber with prostate branches and stem is grooved, leaves are long, flowers are peduncle, and if you see the fruits the shape is fusiform or they are ellipsoidal. ठीक है, and on ripening they appear bright scarlet. Unripe fruits they are consumed as vegetable, while the ripe ones they are consumed as such. Okay, it is commonly called as Kalakdu in Shivalik area. Now this is Chenopodium foliosum, which is called as Kupalad in Laurel Spiti. It's also called as Gaddi Saag. Generally you will find it in the wastelands. The characters are almost just like that of Chenopodium album. ठीक है, but इसके जो fruits होते हैं they are red in color. Right, you can also see in the photograph. And the aerial parts जो होते हैं they are used as vegetable. Whole of the aerial portion is used as a vegetable, and it is very good for Vat problem, as you have studied in the different Ayurveda medicines, and the fruits are edible. Now this is Crataegus sungarica. रोजेसी फैमिली को बिलोंग करता है, एंड लोकली इट इज कॉल्ड एज रम्यक इन किन्नौर. इसके जो फ्रूट्स हैं दे आर वेरी टेस्टी एंड कंज्यूम्ड ऑन राइपनिंग. Now this is Cydonia oblonga. ठीक है, now you will not find many trees of this plant. Now this plant basically I have seen it in the Rodu region, so it is called as Bidana there. It belongs to family Rojaceae. इसके fruits जो हैं they are eaten raw and it is also used in pickled. ठीक है, so it acts as a very good genetic stock for breeding for many other temperate fruits. Now this is Dioringia amaranthoides Bringia, and it belongs to family Amaranthaceae. Another very important plant of Shivalik hills. इसकी leaves जो हैं they are used as vegetable, and it is also very good for different disorders, especially irregular menstrual cycles में ये use होता है. It is very good for Vat problem, and even it is very good for some of the problems associated with kidneys. Now this is Dioscorea damna. Dioscoreaceae family को belong करता है, commonly called as tardi. ठीक है, now there are different species of Dioscorea, as you see Dioscorea bulbifera, Dioscorea bellofera, but this specific species is from the Shiraz region, and the tubers they are consumed as vegetable. Now this is Dioscorea cumaemensis. Now this plant has been collected or it is present in the Rodu region. Again इसके tubers जो हैं they are very tasty, and even you can roast them and eat them simply by salt. Now this is Euphorbia royaliana. अगर इसको हम generally देखें then it seems to be a poisonous plant. ठीक है, it's a cactus like shrub with spatulate leaves, right? Involucres are yellow and capsules are glabrous. It belongs to family Euphorbiaceae, but इसकी जो pith होती है that is cut into slices, then sun dried, and then it is used as a delicious vegetable. This is Hippophaeremnoides, so very common plant of Laurel Spiti and Kinnaur, called as charma. The fruits are relished one and all, and it is also used in the preparation of jams, refreshing drinks. इसकी leaves की tea बनती है, and it is a great immunity booster with high vitamin C content, almost equivalent to amla, Phyllanthus embellica. Right, now this is Malus baccata. It is also found in Laurel and Kinnaur. There it is commonly called as Lizo. It's a deciduous tree. You can see the elliptical leaves. You can see the inflorescence is present in the form of umbelliform corymbs, and the fruits are edible, which are red and white. ठीक है, now it is also known to be as a wild ancestor of apple. Now this is Melothria heterophylla. कुकुरबिटेसी को बिलोंग करता है. इसके करेक्टरिस्टिक्स हम जो टेक्सोनॉमिक करेक्टर हैं वो पहले भी स्टडी कर चुके हैं कुकुरबिटेसी के. एंड इट्स ईटन एज रॉ. जो फ्रूट है उसको रॉ ईटन करते हैं, और जो लोकल वाइन होती है उसकी प्रिपरेशन में भी इसका यूज़ होता है. ठीक है, नो दिस इज ऑफियोपोन इंटरमीडिएट्स कॉल्ड एज क्लेशी का बाद. इसके फ्रूट जो हैं वो सिराज रीजन में दे आर एडिबल. ओसिरस आर्बोरिया बन चाय जिसको हम बोलते हैं, यू विल फाइंड इट इन द बिलासपुर रीजन. द लीव्स जो हैं दे आर यूज्ड फॉर मेकिंग टी, और जिसका बार्क होता है दैट इज़ यूज्ड फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग सून. सून जो है दैट इज़ गिवन टू ओवरकम द वीकनेस विच इज़ आफ्टर पोस्ट डिलीवरी स्ट्रेस. Now this is Phytolocca acinosa, Phytolacaceae, and famous, it is very famous by the name of jalga in Shimla. इसके एरियल प्लांट्स जो हैं दे आर कुक्ड एज अ डिलीशियस डिश. और अगर आप इसमें टेक्सोनॉमिकल कैरेक्टर्स देखें, यू कैन सी द टेक्सोनॉमिक लीव्स राइट in the upper photograph, and you can see the fruits with dark purple carpels are there. Now Pinus giardiana, Pinus के characters हमें सबको पता है, ठीक है, but this is a species which is we will call as Neosa, very much common in Ricampio or say in Kinnaur region, right. और इसके जो kernels होते हैं they are edible and they are used in various confectionaries along with flour. Now this is Ribes oriental, gooseberries, narange in Kinnaur it is known by the name of narange. The fruits they are edible, and if you see the taxonomical characters, you can see the leaves are orbicular in shape, 3 to 5 lobed, glandular hairs होते हैं इन पे, flowers they are small, and berries you can see they are red and somewhat sticky in nature. Now this is Rosa babiana which is called as शावला, right. इसके fruits जो हैं इनको हम खाते हैं, और जो चटनी है that is made from these fruits. It is a shrub, spiny shrubs, as you can see just like rose. Rosalora alpestris आपको लाहौर में ये rocks के ऊपर मिलेगा. इसका जो juice है that is considered to be nutritious, ठीक है, rarely used. Rumex acetosa belongs to family Polygonaceae and Khattimulari. It is known by the name of Khattimulari. So इसकी जो stem और leaves हैं they are eaten as such for quenching thirst, ठीक है. रेडिश ग्रीन कलर के फ्लावर होते हैं इसमें, और लीव्स जो होती हैं दे आर हेस्टेड शेप. Now this is Curula elata, family Loranthaceae. As all of you know, this is a parasitic shrub, and fruits they are used by children as chewing gum. Now this is a mushroom Sparacis crispa called as mogi or bakra. इसकी जो basidio carps हैं they are vegetable, used as a vegetable. So it's a mushroom with a large round fruiting body. This is Spergula arvensis, commonly called as Piazzi in Shivalik Hills. इसका जो पूरा aerial parts है that is you can consume in the mixed saag. Then this is Terminilla chibula hard. All of you know it is very famous. We have already discussed it. ठीक है, तो इस पे pickles बनते हैं, ठीक है, और wine में भी ये use होता है. Similarly Viburnum stellunanum caprifoliaceae family को belong करता है, और इसके fruits जो हैं they are also edible, common in Shimla, ठीक है. Similarly some other plants such as Vicia macrocarpa, then Vithysrapanda marangu जिसको बोलते हैं, ठीक है, it grows on a tree as a climber and fruits are edible, right. So these are some of the important wild edible plants, ठीक है. So we will not go in the result and discussion portion, we will directly go to, you can see the conclusions. So from the lecture we are clear that rural hill communities और जो nature है या wild edible plants हैं उनके बीच एक close relationship है, और ये जो daily life है लोगों की उसका एक indispensable part है, ठीक है. हम wild edible plants और local communities को अलग नहीं कर सकते, even it is a source of income, ठीक है. सो कुछ नॉन ट्रेडिशनल एडिबल प्लांट्स जो हैं उनको हम रिकमेंड कर सकते हैं सो दैट दे कैन बी कल्टिवेटेड commercially to uplift the economy of the tribals. Now as the tribals and rural populations are not aware of the market values, so some NGOs or government they should educate them about the importance of these wild edible plants, and the incentives should be taken by the state government to popularize these wild edible plants, and they should also develop strategies to conserve most of the plant species. और इसमें जो कुछ endangered भी हैं so concern should be to conserve them, ठीक है. So it is a necessity to have a separate organization for non-wood product, and some of the plants they can be domesticated, ठीक है. And in near future it is very good for the expanding humanity and shrinking natural resources that we can shift to these wild edible plants by conserving and domesticating them. So this is all about wild edible plants. Thank you very much.